Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome, friends of Phaze101. Welcome to this episode number 15 of this series. Let's make an Amiga game using Amiga or 68000 assembly. As always, I should not be here, but I should be here. As always, I start with the usual thing by encouraging you to please subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, and also like our videos. This week I've released episode number 28 of the series related to the Amiga assembly course, which is based on Fabio Ciucci book in Italian, of which, as most of you know, I do a stream in English and I stream in Italian, basically following the book. Hence why it's important for me that you like or subscribe to my channel, because that is an encouragement. I can tell you the book is 1872 pages, and sometimes I really do not wish to continue doing it. And it's because it's not nice, it's because the amount of work that it has. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Of course, subscribe to our Facebook page and our Facebook groups. For this, I mean, since last week, basically, because I have a new setup, there's a page which you can, with commands related to the stream, so you can basically interact with me more than just by typing text. This page also has got merch, and if you want to donate, I'm not trying to I mean, it was not the aim of that. Remember, there is this page. If you type book page, it gives you links. It gives you a link to this page. This page has got links. This week I believe I added these two, and I added something else. So I'm always adding things. I have added something else, I cannot remember. No, not the extension. I know I added these two, and I did add something else. It's just that I cannot remember right now. But basically, it is a page. Thanks, for the bits, for the cheer. Thank you very much. So basically, sorry, I just need to increase a bit my sound. These are links related so that you can learn 68,000, okay? I mean, these are all links that I get. If I see a link that somebody can learn from it, I just include it there. And this is live, and I'm constantly updating it. The book that I stream about, it is here, okay? You can see the 1872 pages, okay? And this has got the exercises, the examples basically. And this is the theory book, which is 480. Of course, if you like what we do, please either subscribe to Patreon or Coffee. They are a mirror of each other. Forgot how much you gain. There are 55 videos that you will unlock, which are not on my YouTube channel. Okay, so these 55 videos are not on YouTube. These are extra videos that you will get. Of course, there are the videos of the book there also, and the videos of this series. And it's a mirror of each other, Coffee and Patreon. Plus, I do share some of my own code, although I haven't done it for a month, I think now, or a month and a half, with my Patreons. And the reason being because I'm very busy. I do have code to share with them. I just haven't had time to organize and share it. So I do apologize from that point of view, but eventually things will get there. So let's jump to our game. So before I go to the game, I just want to remind you that we are doing a game based on somebody else's game, which he did on the Commodore 64. Okay, he's a friend of mine. Ignore the instructions in Italian. And we are building this, basically. So we have this guy falling, Mr. Pooh, as I called it. Okay, and we just need to avoid things from the tube. If he is in the middle for a long period of time, he dies. Okay, as you can see, we have done quite a bit from this game. Okay, on the Amiga, and this is episode 15. I do not see more than another episode, to be honest, and we will finish the game. Maybe another one beside, but I doubt. And it depends how it goes today. For this is my plan for today. I would like to do all these, those that are with a star. I'm pretty sure I'm quite confident I'm able to do it, unless, you know, sometimes assembly you get stuck on things and you don't achieve what you think you can achieve. But I think I can achieve all this, okay, and this. If there is time, then I will do this one. What I'd like to say is that that the last episode of the series will be where I will have polished the game. You don't need to see me. I do not need to stream me polishing the graphics. It's not about, the series is about programming the Amiga. So we will, I will be polishing the graphics. It will not be by next week. I'm telling you, the next episode will be further down because I really do not have time to do that. But also what I will do is I will finish it and then compare what we've done today and the changes that I have added, because else it will never finish it. I mean, the game is at the end, basically. I'm going to show it now and you can see what I mean. This is where we left it last week. I take the opportunity while I'm at running the game to send my hellos to all Phaze101 members, to all those that are in the Phaze101 Facebook group, to all my supporters, and also to the retro programmers inside Facebook group, where I basically, when I'm on Facebook, this is where, besides my groups, this is where I normally sit. I mean, besides that, the group, I was part of the foundation of the group anyway. So this is our game where we left it last week. Okay. As you can see, sorry, I need to put the sound a bit down. You can see that the energy bar, we need to, if we die, you see that the energy bar goes down. That should go down faster, no? But right now it's the way we did it. Also, the depth bar, you can see that has got an issue. It goes up, but it's not continuously, which we will fix. Okay. The music, I have a new version of the music, which I will also add today. Anyway, that's our game, where it is. So let's start with start to implement these. The first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to go to the HUD, and actually I already started there, but in the data. So data. And I'm going to do something. It's something simple, but I need to do it because before, I mean, right now we have lives, no? Because that's how we implemented it. And we have a number for the lives. Because we are not using yet the high score, I'm going to print the number of lives where the high score is. So I'm using the high score as the panel for lives, basically. Okay, so that's the first thing that we need to do. And with this change, we should still be fine. I have another game in my head, which I will start preparing for it after this one, but I really need to, it will need to wait a bit because of the work happening in the house. So now you see that the score, in the high score there is 64. That is the length of the energy bar, to be honest, okay? But when we die, we lose one life, okay? Or one energy bar. Of course, I do not want to have 64 lives. I mean, that is not the aim. But I wanted that when we hit an enemy, okay, we lose an object, we lose some energy, basically. And that will be factored in depending on how long we stay touching the object. So that's how I want it to happen. We have 64 positions to play with in the bar, and basically I calculate that If we hit a player fully, not a player, an enemy fully 3 times, we will be without energy. Okay, so it's roughly, it will work roughly, okay, 3 lives in a way. But in theory, we have more because we try not to stay, you know, a full life, full contact with the player, with the enemy. Sorry. Oh my God, I cannot say things tonight. So another thing that we can do, and I'm just going to do it just to show you more than we actually need it. Okay, so in the HUD, okay, we have this routine, update lives. Okay, if I comment it out, okay, the update lives will not happen anymore. Okay, if we do that, and I'm going to run it. Oops. Come on. You're going to see what will happen. So I'm just going to hit myself immediately. You see that the life score stopped updating, okay? But the bar is still updating. Okay, so you can notice that the energy bar is still going down, okay? And the depth bar is going up, but that is going up every time we die right now. So in theory, this should be disabled. For now, I'm going to leave it because it's handy to know how many times we've been hit. You know, that's the main reason. So I'm using the lives to serve another purpose, basically. So let's fix something into the bars. Remember, I told you that the bars has got an issue, and those are in the HUD, I believe. Yeah, here. So here we should have, so this one is fine. Okay, this one is the energy bar. When it decrements is fine, but this one is not. This should be roxr.w, and this we can leave it roxr, to be honest, but I'm going to do it lsr. I think that should correct it. And now we should see the depth bar, okay, going up, incrementing, not with one line, but with the proper lines, okay, just every time incrementing 1 pixel. So let's run it. Remember, these routines, we did them last week. So I'm just tweaking them and fixing things in them. So let's see if it becomes 2 bars. Yes. Okay, so you can see that now the depth bar is increasing as it should. Of course, it's increasing when we die. This will change, of course. And you can see that the high score is indicating from 64 how many lives we still have, or how many bars till we reach 0. Okay. Anyway, that is our fix for the bars. So we have fixed some stuff already. So now there is something that I said that we will optimize, and because it started to annoy me, to be fair. And this is in the utils. Okay, we have these routines, and I don't know how many times we repeated them for the screens. So what we are going to do is rewrite them again from not the beginning, but in a way that we have something that is common for the whole game. So utils normally are routines that you will use in other games. These routines will have part of them in the utils, and will have part of them because they will become common for other games, but there will have part of them which will be just related to this game, which will be just core. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy them again. Okay, and then we will delete afterwards. Okay, and I'm going to move to the bottom. So by the way, and I'm going to switch back to it. If you want to talk to me about anything related to these streams, whether it's this series or the book series, please message me on Discord. Some people write to me on Facebook. Some people write to me on YouTube. I am not saying I won't answer, but I do not look as much as I look on Discord. That's the first thing. Secondly, if you want to paste an image or a small video or something to somebody, it's very hard to do it on YouTube or Facebook. So the best way is to come over here and chat with me over here. This week I had somebody asking me, I forgot what he asked, but I said, look, you come to Discord because I cannot send you images. It was on YouTube. I cannot attach images on YouTube. You just can write comments. So it's a bit of a pain when you want to explain things to other people. I forgot what we were doing things in utils and things which I will call core. So let's move them down at the bottom for now. Okay. You can see also that we have these routines here, which is the game over and init game over and color, which we will change anyway, because we're going to do this. So actually this we do not need anymore. As far as I know, this we don't need. I'm just going to comment it out and then we see. And I don't think we need this. I'm going to leave it for now, but I don't think we need the one on top either. So what we're going to do here, we need to create a routine. Basically, you see these three are parameters, okay? And there is also this one as parameter. So we need to pass parameters to this routine. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to change also a bit the registers. So the 0 will be the address of the bitplanes, like we have here. 80 will be the address of the bitplane pointers in the copy list. Then the 1 is the number of bitplanes that we are using. And the 2 will have the bitplane size. So hopefully this you will see what we are going to do. This makes it more clear when we pass the parameters to the routine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, but not delete them, okay? Because else I will be causing a problem for myself. I'm just going to move them up here for now, because we still need them. And I'm going to copy this, but I will change it. But this one, we said the bitplane size will be the 2. So in the 2, we will move this. Okay. I think that's what, and this one, instead of init, we will call it set bitplanes, okay? And we will create a routine, and I'm just going to say here init bitplanes, and now we will call it init bitplanes. Remember, we still have the one from where we copied, okay? So I will need to comment that out, where this will be the same, this one will be the same, this one, move quick, it should be not long, should be the same. So the 0, A1, the 1, and this one, okay, should be move.long, the bitplane size into the 2. And then we do branch to subroutine.word, and set bitplanes and RTS basically. So we have done the first one. Let's do the second one. So just going to copy this part so that I do not need to waste more time. Like that. This will become set colors. So this one is set colors. Set game bitplanes. And this one we will need 1, 2, 3, 4 also as parameters. We'll still need to modify them, but yeah. And do I need 4? Yes. Yes, not 4, 3, but because these two, we need to add them together and then we get the answer. Okay, so this one will need, if you do not understand anything, please ask, okay? I'm here to help. So I need 80, okay, to contain the address where the colors are in memory. Normally these are with the bitplane, but A1 is the address where the color registers are in the couple list. And does it use the one? I could use the 0. I could use the 0. Number of colors on the screen or in the bitplane, whatever. So we definitely do not need these. And this one becomes the 0, but we need to initialize. No, because we have passed this parameter. So here we will need, for the game, that remains the same, that remains the same, right? Yeah. Then we need this one. However, this one, this should be the 0. So we passed A0, we passed A1, we passed D0. And that should not be, yeah, that should be an add, yes. Because we get where our bitplanes are, okay? Then we add the number of, because normally the colors are at the end of our bitplanes, no? So we get how far we need to go down, okay? So we add that number to the bitplane, and basically that is the start address where our colors are. Then this is the colors in the couple list, A1, okay, where they are. And here is the number of colors that we need to cycle, to go through. Of course, -1, because we do the 0, basically. So this one will call now. I'm using W, not S, even though it is under it, because we're going to separate it, okay? So this should be set colors. And then yes. Now that we have created these routines, which is this one and this one, okay, these need to be moved from here, okay, this and this, because these are, we are in the file utils, okay. File utils is normally routines that I will use in other games or in other things that I do. and the part that I created from them, the init colors and init bitplanes, this is related to game core. So we do not have game core. We will create a file, new file called gamecore.s. Okay, and where is it? It's there. And we move the init bitplanes to game core. And from utils also, we move init colors to game core. Now, as I said in utils, I need to go and comment this out. For now, I'm going to comment them out, okay? Just because it's easy to make a mistake and then trying to figure. So I'm just going to comment these out. And then we delete them later on, just to make sure that we haven't made some foul. Of course, game core, we need to add it to the game.s, which is our main file, no? So here, we need to include that. Which is the best place to, I'm going to add it here. And then call it game core. So the utils file is changing quite a bit. Okay, so let's see if what we have done works. That's the first thing. Because once we get these to work, there are others that we need to trim out. And like that, we will just use the routines into that are in the utils instead of having their own. Okay? So I'm just thinking if I have left something out. I don't think so. Okay, let's run it. Should be fine. Oops, there you go, the first one. So, set bitplanes the way I wrote it. Set bitplanes. Set colors, set bitplanes. So when core is written wrong, set bit. Set bit. Did I use capital P also? Yeah. So again, init bitplanes. What do I have in bitplanes? Capital P. Okay, let's see. So the intro screen is not affected right now. It's only the game screen, okay? So we only changed for the game screen, but we will do it for the intro and for the end screen also. So if I did something wrong, we will see it immediately. Okay, so looks like that those routines are working. Okay, so now that in-game core we have, to be fair, I realized that in-game core I forgot to add something, and that was a miracle that it worked. I forgot to add this. You need that. All this code is common to the game code. So it's easy to forget, as you saw, they are all related to the same segment or section. Section, that's the right word for the game. Okay, so what's the best thing to do next? No, I will do the other routines. I will do the other routines so that we get them out of the way. That's the best thing. So we have the intro. So we should have, you see, we have similar routines here. So these need to be changed, basically. Okay, so like what we did in the in fact, there's only these routines, so we know that these need to go, right? Yeah, and this need to go. And here is the same thing, but we need, I'm going to move game core to the other side now so that I can see what I did. So I can copy this. Yeah. So that is correct. That is correct. Won't wait that long. That is correct. And this one, this should be move that long into the two. And then set Bitplanes. And then we can copy this. Oops. And that remains the same. That remains the same. Then LEA generic cars. Yeah, into A1. This should be the 0. And number of colors, then set colors. So, and this one is init intro screen Bitplanes. And this init intro screen colors. Colors is there. So I think that's it for the intro screen. We will we can do the game over now, because we have similar, as you can see. So we eliminate this and this, and we eliminate these. This should be the two. A1, A0, A0. And this is init game over screen colors. I will check the comments. I always do, but just in case after the stream, I do check the comments so I'm not reading the comments there. They should be correct, but I always check the comments afterwards. Anyway. And let's do this one. And here, this should not be add, but move. And we have, this is the 2. And this is not the 2, the 0. I think we are fine. So let's run it and see that we didn't make any flaws. Looks like it's okay. Since the intro screen came, to get to the end screen is going to take us some time. So we will test that when we actually do the depth meter. Right now, as I said, we have 64 lives, which is not ideal. And in the middle, it's faster, so that's fine. While we are at it, I'm just going to update the music. This should be version 8. Given that I am correct. No, I'm not. What is the name that I used then? It is version 8. MRB. 08. Yeah. There are a few things that we need to sort out in the main game loop, but hopefully the music should play, no problem. would be good if I click in the window. Yeah. Okay. So that's the music edit. Okay, so the utils, okay, there are lots of routines that should be in the game core now. Okay, so I'm just going to copy the routines that we need into the game core. So did I close the game core? So that's our game core. I moved it on this side. Now I remember. So we don't need it there, and we need utils. I have to move it here now. Anyway, so let's see which routines we need to remove from here. So first of all, these we don't need anymore. Bye bye. Now, wait for raster is a utility. Print info is a utility. Move sprite can be considered, I would say it is game core because it's specific to this game. So, oops. Yeah. It's not a universal routine. So, in its respawn timer and update respawn timer are definitely game core. And the next one, this one is also game core. Actually, let's see. Copy sprite data. It is game core. Random no. Convert hexadecimal no. Now this is what we did before. This one we do not need. We should have deleted it in the previous episode because and this is the routines that we just created. Okay, so we have the utils file as it should be without everybody being there. So I'm thinking what we should do next. I think, yeah, I'm going to do the game.s because there are some fixes that we need so that the music, because there are issues with the music, you don't see it, but I do. And it's because I can tell you what is the issue, okay? So before, not to annoy you and not to waste time, I repeated these several times. We do not need to do that, okay? We only need this part. the initialization of the copper when we change from one screen to another, etc. But these, we don't need to do those. And because of that, it is affecting, this one is affecting the sound, because in that there are the bits for the sound. Okay, so, but there are other things that I'd like to sort out. So let's sort out the game.s. Also, I noticed that some weight for raster are not at the right place, or I think I'm not at the right place. I still need to check them out. But I think from what I remember from the last episode, I noticed that some of them needs to be changed where I'm waiting for things. So let's start from here, the top part. So this one is okay, but there are things that could happen before, okay, and they can be done quite a bit before. For example, where is the game screen? Yeah. I need to be careful not to mess it up, to be fair, but these, I'm just going to copy them for now. So I'm thinking where I should put those, because we only need those once. I should do, yeah, I'm going to put them up here. And without this. Yeah, without that. And I would put, so that we don't see a flicker, let's say that, while it's being done. More than anything, this is why I'm adding it there. Then we can have now. I hope that my logic is going to work, because it's easy to mess it up like this. This is going to be the init game screen, and we just need to initialize it once, and that's it. We don't need to touch it. Okay, and here, oops, we are just initializing the music, and everything. Okay, now for documentation purposes, because we didn't do it last time, this is where we have the intro screen. And those remain the same. I just comment it a bit, just for the sake of of what we did in it. The intro screen and colors. Intro screen bitplanes and colors. Then this, because we set it up at the beginning, we do not need that. And this we need. This we don't need. Yeah. Until here we have the intro screen. Yeah. Then we initialize, as soon as we press the fire, we initialize the game over screen, because we can do that. And then we have initialize sprite. But I'm thinking, because this is the first thing, I think I will add because I don't like the flickering when it happens. I'm afraid that's going to, I mean, we can always remove it. And right now it doesn't harm adding that. It's in the beginning of the game, nothing is going to slow it down. So then we have again this one. We do not need this. You see how many times we had it? We don't need all this. So now I'm optimizing it. So we don't need that for sure. And then we have our game initialization. This we need as it is, as it is, as it is. Here. I am going to change something here. This should not be at the top. You play the music, the last thing. That would make more sense. That is correct. Yes, yes. This one we still need to do. The update bars. Okay. Hold on, we have it down here. I thought I didn't. So update bars has nothing to do with, yeah. I am going to do it before update HUD, because update HUD is then updated, printed by the print info, and this we don't need. So, or we can do it vice versa. Actually, probably it's better vice versa. Yeah, it's better vice versa. And then, of course, play the music. if we end the game, we have empty in it, and sorry, we set the collision, and again, we do not need all this. This was affecting the music, so this we don't need because we changed them. This for now I'm going to leave it so that it reminds me, and then everything remained the same for now. Okay, so the moment of truth, I think. Let's run it. And it's already a surprise that it assembled, because it's easy to make a mistake. So let's see. If I see the intro screen, that's already a plus for me. Yeah, okay. So let's see if it plays. Okay. And now the music before had a like a, I don't know if you realized, but before there was like a, how to call it, when the TV is not tuned correctly. I'm not sure if you were hearing it, but I was. So this has fixed it, and that was because I was playing with the DMA when I shouldn't. Should only have it once. So yeah. Okay, so that's another milestone that we have achieved this. Okay, so now actually I'm going to play the game again to show you something that I need to fix now. This has been delayed, and it's this one. It's this. There is either a bug there or we have something wrong. Okay, it didn't bother me. I just left it. But definitely there's something wrong in that. Basically, the sprites are spawning. There's not enough time. Not enough time passes till the next sprite is respawned. Sometimes, so you get two sprites, one on top of each other. I don't know if you noticed it. Let's try to run it and see if it happens. So basically, the respawn timer needs to be fixed. So let's see if it happens. Notice the sprites coming out. Sometimes they come on one on top of the other. Of course, now that I'm testing it, it's not happening. There you go, there is one. You see the red? There's the toilet paper and the cigarette. Okay, so that's a bug. So that is now in the game core, because that's where we moved the respawn. Okay, and basically, where is it's here. So here, and I think I already found what this bug is. I think this should be, that should be like that. I think. So, however, there's something else I want to add. So, every 50 frames, it is 1 second, okay? and every, let's say 16 frames, okay, let's say we have a sprite out, okay, and it's scrolling up. Every 16 frames, the sprite has moved the height of a sprite further up, okay? So because our sprites are 16 pixels high, that means that if we leave it, if 16 frames pass, the sprite has moved the same amount of its height. So what I want is that, first of all, the sprites come out after 16 or 17 pixels. Actually, let's do it 17 pixels. And because we have F2, 50 frames per second, that means if we say 116, 117, okay, that means that there are 2 seconds, the maximum, okay, the maximum that the next sprite can take is 2 seconds till it comes out again. Okay, right, and I want to vary that between 17, okay, because that's the height of a sprite so that they don't overlap, till 2 seconds. However, because 117 is not an easy number, let's say that in binary, okay, I am just going to use 127. So like that, I mean, it's still roughly 2 seconds, okay? A bit more than 2 seconds, it doesn't matter. And because of that, I'm going to do this. So remember, it returns RNDB, okay, returns a value between 0 and 255 in the 0, okay? So I'm going to end that value with 127. So I only need the first 7 bits, okay? And then I compare that with 17. And then if it is lower than 17, okay, then it gets another random number. If it is higher, okay, because we are ending even if it is more than 128, 127, because we are ending it with 127, it doesn't matter. We just get a value between 17 and 127, okay? And like that, the sprites should come out between after, let's say, maximum 127 is, let's say if it was 150 instead of 127, that means 3 seconds. But because we have 127, let's say it is 125, so that means 2 seconds and a half. But between one sprite and the other, there is roughly 100. I mean, a bit more than 100. So it should be fine. So this is the fix for 12.1 that we've been carrying for a long period of time since episode 12. Let's see. I mean, I might be wrong. As you can see, today we are just doing tuning up of what we have done. Where's my mouse? Okay. Okay, let's see how long they will take. And if we get them one on top of the other. So now you can see that the sprites are always coming out at a distance from each other. I'm going to play it a bit to make sure that this doesn't happen. You see the green and the red, or the nappy and the cigarette, they were not on top of each other. So I think we solved the problem that we had. Okay, I think we solved it. I think the problem is solved there. Now, another thing. You tell me the game is just going to be just like that. No, we have our depth meter, no? What will happen is, let's say every, I don't know, 30 seconds, okay? So that means 50 times 30, okay? So we will have some type of counter. We will, okay, decrease this value, okay? Well, if we decrease this value right now, it is not a constant, okay? It's not a variable. It's just a constant fixed. Once I start decreasing this value, okay, the sprites will start coming out much more faster. Okay, so from 1 to 7, I will reduce this, let's say, to 64 or 63. Okay, and that's basically it. It will be quite a challenge. I'm just saying, okay, right now, but that is what will happen. By decreasing this value, where we have the 1 to 7, okay, we can also increase this one. Actually, I think it's easier to increase this one because we can increase this by 10. And if we increase this by 10 till we arrive 1 to 7, it will be quite a long period of time. Because if I change here, then I will be changing at a bigger step because of the way things are. So yeah, I will be changing the 17 and increase it to, say, 27. And then the gap between here and here, it will be quite a smaller one. And it continues to go like that. Anyway, so we will see how we will handle it. Right now, it's just ideas in my head. But you can see how we can fluctuate the numbers that we have here, whatever these will be, so that the more further down we go down the drain, let's say, in the game, the more that the sprites come out, okay? Because right now they can take 2 seconds to come out, which is a lot. But, you know, in the initial, it's fine. So we fixed the respawn. What shall we do now? So if I had to do this, this is done. Yeah, this is done because we removed. This is done. It's all mainly optimizations what we are doing. We did fix the depth bar because now before it was just 1 bar. So that is done. Okay. This requires more time. And I don't know how much time we have. Okay, let's try to do it. I need to see how we can do this. So basically, when he is in the middle, we can only stay for a period of time, and then he dies, like in the Commodore 64 version, okay? So we need some variables in relation to this. Yeah. So in that should be var table. Yeah, vars and tables. We had fall speed, yeah. So we can have and this one, what shall we call it? Yeah, this will be the middle falling counter, because it's a counter how long we can stay in the middle. So middle for counter will do. Initializes at 0. Okay. Now, in the player.s, where is it? Yeah. Okay, so this one, the read joystick, this one is the, we have updated this, so I can remove this from here as it will be confusing. We should be able to do something here. Let's see how this, I need to remember what this was doing. I'm noticing something that we can actually improve on this routine. So in here we have read joystick and then update the player. We should update the player as soon as we read the joystick. There's no need to go every time because the joystick is read less. Remember, we have a delay for the joystick, how many times we read it, as it will be too fast. Hence, the player only needs to be updated every time that the joystick is read. Therefore, the update player routine should be incorporated with the read joystick. That's the first thing. And then we need to do something with the fall speed in here. Can you see the mouse? Can you see the mouse? Yes, you can see the mouse. It looks black, strange. Well, I see it white. So let's do some updates here to the read joystick routine. So here, because the update player can only happen here, or here. Let's say I copy this here and here. I mean, it's not going to stay like that because it doesn't need to stay like that. And then here, the update player, we remove it from here. Oops. Okay, so this needs some changes. I'm just going to indicate that it's the update player. Hitting the Control X and Control C sometimes, you get the opposite of what you really want to achieve. So that remains the same. Player Y remains the same because we are not using it in the joystick routine, the Y. We are only working on the X. So, but here the X I'm noticing is the 0. So that means it will work on the Y. So what we will do is change. There should be, that's strange, I didn't change it. That should be Sprite height. This was one of the routines that we did in the beginning. So that this one needs to go from here. And I need to copy this to here. But where we have the 0, we need to change it to the 1. So, because that's the parameter that the routine move sprite needs for the X. So I hope I am reasoning things correctly. So now that should be correct. That should be the 1 now. And this should be the 1. But actually, yeah, we can leave it like that and test it. We can leave it like that and test it. So that we eliminated the update player and we have inserted the update player here. So let's see if it's going to work. It assembled. Okay, so the joystick routine is working. So, and the player is being updated as it should. So we are good to go. Okay, that's all. So now we need to think. We created a variable. We need to think how we are going to check, let's say, or for when the player is in the middle, because we definitely, when we are normal in the normal fall, okay, we definitely need to move 0 here in the variable. So here we need to do move.w immediate 0. So here we reset it, okay? So if we, instead of 2 seconds, let's say we stayed 1 second in the middle, then we are still fine. So that is correct. And we call it reset fall counter. It's clear. We need some value. So move.word hash. I'm going to call it 100 for now, okay? 2 seconds. In middle fall counter. I'm not happy with that 100, I have to say. I prefer it to be a constant, so then I can just change it from one place. Sorry guys, I'm thinking a bit because maybe I made some mistake. I'm going to, yeah, I think it's the best. I'm going to create a constant. Yeah, I think it's better to do that. Constants. I'm going to call it method for timer. I'm just going to put 100 right now. I don't think 100 is the right value, but like that, I can specify in one place instead of having it middle for timer. Amount of frames to wait before player dies. I mean, when I say dies, loses all the energy, okay? I'm still not convinced that what I'm doing is right. If you have any suggestions, please please pass them on. I mean, I'm willing to listen to anyone that comes up with suggestions. I should say here also, just realized. This is not falling speed. This is falling timer of player. What I should have said here is 50 frames equals 1 second. That's quite an important thing. So like this, we are waiting 2 seconds. Okay, so it is decrementing the timer. What happens then? How we initialize the timer, then how are we going to, you know, make sure that once we reach that timer, you know, this timer that we have here, the player dies. So that's why I'm not convinced that I am. We need, okay, we got rid of one routine, but we need another routine. Yeah. The more I think about it, the more I realize I need it. Yeah. We need a routine that is called, which is part of the game loop, which is part that updates this counter. Okay. So, and that is also in player. So, and we are in player. Let's put player in the middle. Let's say checking falling timer. Check middle fall. So we only need to check this if the middle timer is started. So if the player is in the middle, no. So what we need is the player, what was it? Player X. And we compare W. Are we in the middle? Oops. Hash middle. Yeah. If we are not, we exit. So somewhere down here, we have exit, right, yes. So now, all we need to do is subtract 1 from the middle for timer. Counter, sorry. I called it counter, no? The timer is the initialization of it. If it's not 0, then we exit. If it is, how are we ending the game right now? By moving 1 into the collision. So the collision variable is being used for when we end the game. Now here we need another routine actually. Okay, I'm just going to put it. I'm just going to call it. We need to reset the enemies. To be fair, this is the no, this routine we just didn't call it reset enemies, but I will rename it. And then move.word and clx that we just read it to make sure that the collision register won't do anything funny to us. I don't think I need to do this here. CLX, sorry. No. Better safe than sorry, it doesn't hack in this case. Okay. So we still haven't finished, but what we need is here, instead of update player, we have that we need to do every frame. Check middle. However, we cannot do it right now because we are missing a routine, but that's where it will be. Okay, so we have, so this one, this, I'm highlighting it because I'm not like that black mouse pointer that you are seeing. This, I cannot remember what we named it, but I'm pretty sure we have it. So if we go in enemies, here, we have reset sprites. Yeah, there you go. So this has been bugging me. This is, we are resetting the the enemies. Yeah. Now, probably we will break it because I just renamed it, but we will see where it breaks. Hence now, because I forgot where we call it. Hence now, if we go to player, we can use this. So let's see where it's going to fail, and we need to, oops, remove that. Okay, so that is, where are we calling it? So line 57 in game.s. Error 10 in line 70 of player.s, player.s. 70. Middle fall counter. What did I name it then? Middle fall counter. Cannot see. Still the same. What did it not like? I'm moving 0 in middle for counter. Middle for counter. Okay, and it's saying somewhere else down here. This one is that. So let's assemble again. Okay, reset sprites. So now it gave me something else. Handle collision. So that is in enemies, I believe. No. In player, handle collision, of course. Handle collision, there you go. Reset enemies. That was the culprit. So we run and it assembled. Let's see. So I just noticed a small bug, but that has nothing to do by what we did. So if I'm in the middle now, I should die. Perfect. That's what we needed. So let's do it again. If I stay in the middle, not when it starts, now. Yeah. Okay, 2 seconds pass and I die. So that's perfect. Oh, that's... I'm surprised at myself today. Whatever I'm doing is not giving me too much hassle. Okay, and I noticed a small bug, but that is in its sprite. So player, where is it? This one. Why when it starts it's not starting? It's like it moves. I don't know. I'm going to run it again and you see what I mean. It's like the first time I move it, it's like it shifts. I'm missing something there. So look, I'm going to move it. Boom. You see it shifted down? Yeah. There's something wrong with the Y there when it starts. So the Y. We are setting the pointers, but of course, where are we telling it where to start? Of course, we have a... We need... This is when the game starts, no? We need to draw the sprite on the screen. We are not doing that. We are just leaving it. I'll tell you what we are doing. Let me go on here and get the data. This one. Not that one, sorry. Sprite structures here. So we are... So when it starts the game, because we haven't done anything, it's starting at 40, okay, in the Y, and 70 in the X. I mean, that is not our starting position. These were values that were entered when we, you tell me, why don't you change them there? Because that's not the right place where to change them. We have constants for it, and we just call the move sprite to do it. So what we need to do here, it's a simple fix. That is spread 0 to A1. So now all we need to do is move.w. Jesus. Player Y. Yeah. And then move.w hash sprite. That is sprite height. And then we do the move sprite. Yeah. Yeah, because the X Why is we should specify the X? Why didn't I do that? X is the one, no? What we learned from a few minutes ago. So now, if I run it again, so today, except for the falling, you know, the update sprite timer in the middle, the rest was all fine-tuning to what we had before. Let's see. See, it didn't jump down now, so it's okay. And notice also none of the sprites are coming one on top of the other. You see the even they can be close, separated by 1 pixel. Oops. But yeah. And we died. Okay. We did quite a bit today. It is quite good progress. So I feel like I want to continue a little bit more. I mean, normally I stop this stream. We did 2 hours now. Where is the timer? Yeah. It's just 2 hours. Another thing in the init sprite. Yeah, that I should have noticed. So when we start the sprite, it should never start in the middle, because this will cause us problems in future. So let's make it start on the left side. So let's go to constants and we change that to left. Like that, we are always starting in the safe zone, let's put it this way. However, we have a problem. That is, right now the game, okay, just to explain to you, the first time it starts, it's fine, okay? We are initializing these, where is it? Table. Come on. We are initializing these, okay, with the values that they should have. Actually, this should be 64 or 63, whatever. However, okay, once we die and we restart the game, we are not resetting these to their initial value. So somewhere we need in the game core, okay, we need a routine that does resets the variables, basically reinitializes them. So I'm just going to do that. That should be easy to do. And init game variables. And then here, init game once. Oh, thank you, Sorcy, for the follow. Thank you very much. So, um, let's start like this. Because that's how we will start. We go through this and initialize it as the way it should happen. The first one is, as we have there, player Y into player Y. You always need to do this eventually in a game. So now it's player X. Then we have the respawn, and we need to make sure that that is 0. Then animation doesn't matter, left or right doesn't matter. Fall speed and middle counter. So move.word for speed. Touch. I thought we had I had a variable for this, a constant for it. So for speed constant. Yeah, that should be normal fall. So we have a normal fall there. So here, normal fall, comma, fall speed. Then the counter. Word. Basically, this is what it is. We are just replicating this table. Because when the game reinitializes, you need to reinitialize this counter. This should be 0. I'm thinking this one should, yeah, the delay should be the same, should be initialized. Better. Move right. Hash m frame delay, comma, play on m delay. And I'm just going to do also the others now. Doesn't matter. Dot byte, comma, on m left. left, middle. That we did, that we did. Then we have the joystick. This variable, it's only temporary that I'm using it. So this variable will go because we have the energy bar for it. Oh. Please move that long. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is to reset the energy bar. And that should be +4. Since it uses 8 bytes. And then same thing for the depth. And RTS. So that should do what we were doing. This one should be not 63. Number of lights. Non-fall, yeah, middle. Then this, yeah. Okay. I think that's correct. Now they are in sequence. Okay, so now I have another place where I'm initializing the variables where I'm not doing everything. So that needs to be changed. I have it in the game.s. Yeah. So this should be, and delete the other one. It cannot be in game core. It cannot be here. It cannot be here. Ah, yeah, HUD, because it's related to HUD. There you go. And that one should be in HUD actually, that we just did. Yeah, so this one, I better move it into HUD. Okay, so let's see if we are still okay. So if I stay in the middle, it should, yeah. Like that, it doesn't die. Let's try it now. Yeah. It should start in the left. So something, I'm missing something there. This should be so. Starting X is left. That should be player X is correct. No? It should start as X and the left side. So why it's not? Let's see again. That is too much for me. So it started on the left. So let's see where it starts now. It started in the middle. That means I have something wrong here. So player So I did say that the player starts left here, and initially it starts left. So when it calls this, why it's not starting at left? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think, but I don't recall setting it somewhere else to the to left, unless I have a mistake here. To the middle, sorry. Because I always initialized everything based on these. And before this was middle. So I'm thinking that maybe yes, I did something like that. Ciao, Hamdog. Right now it's not, but yeah. Uh, I'm still thinking maybe I have something here. Let me see the tables. This is correct here. And player X is left. So then init player, init sprite. So let's go to the players. Oi. Yeah, that is correct. Same thing. No, of course, that is not right. That's where it is. You are right, Cersei. That's how it should be. Let's see. You're going to sleep. Okay. Good night. So it starts okay. So let's die. Okay. So now let's see if it starts properly. Yeah. Okay, so that's the issue. Okay. I think so let's see what we've done. So player falling and die, we've done that. Yeah, we've done that. Well, not really losing energy, no. I didn't really lose the energy. And I've done this. This I haven't done, that I haven't done, set high score I haven't done. And player flashes when it's in collision, no, haven't done. Okay, but we did quite a number of things today. So for 16, I will move these. And these. Okay. So we closed everything that we had from 12, 13, and 14 today. That's quite good. Yeah. Okay. Still happy. guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a nice week and see you next week. Thank you and bye bye.